All right, how are you doing today? My name is Michael Phillips. I'm going to be going over arrays today, okay? So, today we'll be going over the California State Standard for Math Content. This is number 2 of Operations and Algebraic Thinking, okay? This is number 4 in the group that it is in, okay? And today we're going to use addition to find the total number of objects arranged in rectangular arrays with up to 5 rows and up to 5 columns, okay? And then we're gonna learn how to write equations to express the total as a sum of addendums, okay? And after we go over the addendums and how to do that, I'm gonna actually go into multiplication just a little bit. I know it's not really a second grade standard, but I wanna actually show how arrays can be used to multiply as well, okay? So right here we have the California State Standard. So this is kind of the standard for what we'll be doing today. So let me go ahead and erase this, okay? And let's get into talking about what arrays are in general. Okay, so I'm gonna make a quick little example of an array. Okay, so in my example of an array, I'll show you what it would be. I'll use stars, okay? And let's do about 9 stars. 3 rows, 3 columns. Okay. Now, you could use anything to do these arrays. You could use counters, you could use maybe magnets. Unfortunately, I don't have those, so I'm gonna use my stars today, okay? But the first thing I want to do going over it is to show you what exactly is an array, okay? So this is an array, all right? An array has rows and it has columns, okay? So first let's talk about the rows. The rows are gonna go from left to right in a horizontal fashion, okay? So 1, 2, 3, this would be a row, okay? So we would have 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, okay? So those would be my rows for an array. As you can see, the rows go from left to right, okay? And they are horizontal, all right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 in each row. Now let me go over columns with you, okay? Columns are gonna go from top to bottom, okay? They're gonna be vertical. So 1 column, 2 columns, okay? Now we have 1, 2, and 3 columns, okay? So now we have our array, and our array is on a grid, okay? And we have our rows, okay? And we also have our columns. Okay, so now I can show you how we can use this array to use repeated addition, okay? And make an equation for it. So for this row, or for this array, excuse me, this array would be showing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's 3 in each row or 3 in each column. So our equation for this would simply be 3 plus 3 plus 3. Okay? All right, so 3 plus 3 plus 3, either we know mentally that that's 9 or we can count so that we can make sure that we have 9. Okay, so we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay? All right, and that is how we have our total. Okay, so that's how we would use an array to solve a addition, repeated addition problem. Okay, let's try one more. Okay, let's say we wanted to do, let's do it backwards this time. Okay, so I'll erase my stars. And let me write my columns and my rows back. Okay. Sorry. This might look a little messy. Okay. All right. So now we have our columns and our grids back. Okay. This time let's do an array. Okay. 4. Two plus 2 plus 2. Okay. So we're going to do an array for 2 plus 2 plus 2. So we're going to put our equation here. Okay. 2 plus 2 plus 2, okay? Now I know there's some of you out there who are advanced, and you might already know what 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals, okay? And that's awesome, that's great. But I want to show you how we can use an array to find the same problem, okay? And just in case we didn't know, and we needed to use an array to find this problem. So, to find the answer to this problem. So we have 2 plus 2 plus 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 stars in each of my rows, okay? So, I will put a star right here, star right here. Okay, that's 2 in one row. Okay, star right here, Okay, that's my second row, and then a star right here, and a star right here. Okay, that is my third row. Okay, so now I have 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and it's going to be 2 right there. Okay, plus 2, my second 2, plus 2, my third 2, and you're going to see that that's going to equal 6. Okay, and then we'll count the stars just to make sure that we actually do have 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so as you can see, our array once again helped us solve this problem. Now, we're just about done, but before we finish, I want to actually go over with you guys how we can also use arrays to solve multiplication problem. Okay, so instead of, we're going to use this same setup, okay, with 2 stars in each column, okay, what we're going to do this time is actually we're going to switch our equation, okay. So now we're dealing with multiplication. So we're going to do with multiplication, okay, how we multiply something. Now what we're going to need to do is count the amount of stars we have in each row, not each row, but in one row, excuse me, and the amount of stars that we have in one column. Okay, so one row would be 1, 2 stars, okay, this star 1 and 2, okay, so 2 stars times, okay, the amount of stars we have in our columns, which would be 1, 2, and 3, okay? So now we have 2 times 3. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That equals 6 as well. So that's how we would use an array to also multiply, solve a multiplication problem. Let's try it one more time with one of the multiplication problems to show you that we can also use arrays to solve multiplication. I'll do it one more time, a simple multiplication problem, okay, so that you guys can see evidence of this on the board, okay. All right, so let me erase this. I know it's a little messy. I don't have my eraser like I should, but we're gonna we're gonna power through it. So, okay, once again, we have our grid set up, okay? And let's this time do a simple multiplication problem. Let's do 1 times 3. Okay, so 1 times 3, okay? So what that's simply telling me is I'm going to have one column, okay, with 3 stars in it. So let me show you what I mean. Okay, I'm gonna have one column, okay, with 3 stars, okay? You could also do one row with 3 stars in it. It would be the same thing, okay? So 1, 2, 3, that equals 3. 1 times 3 equals 3. Let me also show you that if you were to do it in the rows, it would be the exact same thing, okay? So we have a row, we have 1, 2, and 3, okay? 1 row of 3, 1 row of 3. Last time we had 1 column of 3, now we have 1 row of 3, okay? So as you can see, 1 times 3, okay, equals 3. We're gonna make sure by counting our stars, 1, 2, and 3, okay? So we're all set. So that's just a simple little tutorial showing you guys about arrays and showing you how we can use arrays to solve addition problems, repeated addition problems, and how we can also use arrays to solve multiplication problems, okay? And that is with the state standard for 2nd grade. Thank you very much for your time, and I appreciate it.